Well, hey gang, this figure I'm about to review, I currently have, up until right now, almost an hour and a half invested in trying to film this. I filmed it one day, 2 days ago I filmed it, and it was trash. I filmed it again this morning, trash. I tried to edit in some new stuff, it was still trash. So let's just get into the review of RID Prime. So right here we have RID Prime. Let's just zoom in so we can get some good detail on the truck, rather than doing like I normally do. Well, I can't say normally do because I haven't in quite a while made a slideshow. But this is a very good looking truck mode. Ignore the head. That's just a figment of your imagination. There's not a giant robot head right there. I will say this in advance. I usually try and keep my reviews as short as I can, but I ramble. The shortest take I've done of this so far has been 29 minutes, and I'm not going to cut this figure's review short. So grab some popcorn. You might need it. Now that I've shown you kind of a zoom in look at the truck, let's go ahead and talk about what it's got and everything else. Got the chrome hubcaps, got rubber tires on all 6 wheels. Now I've got a gap right here. That is the bad thing about this guy, is the way that he's comes together. He's very prone to falling apart, especially in truck mode. When I take him apart, I'll show you just what's up with that. So here he is next to Cybertron Prime, Galaxy Force Convoy, however you want to call him. And the sizes are very, very close. Nearly the same width, nearly the same length, nearly the same height. And for the newcomers to Transformers who might have only started collecting with the movie line, here he is next to the movie leader, Optimus Prime. Pretty much from the front to the back of the vehicle, the same length. Just it looks more full because of, you know, it doesn't have just a step down right here. But still, you know, I expected this guy to be smaller next to this guy than he is, and he's definitely not. Well, let's see now. I've already talked about the chrome wheels, and I've already talked about the rubber tires. Let's talk about features. He has an extending ladder. I mean, it comes out to about right there, and you gotta watch it because this thing is held on with only 2 standard size pegs, like the ones that would hold on a regular weapon to a hand. So a lot of times this just isn't up to the task. And if you get it like almost straight up to where the weight's not hanging off the front, it'll hold that just fine. But if you turn it out to the side and have it all laid down, it's going to either pull the truck over or it's going to just come disconnected from the truck itself. Very neat thing on the ladder, though, is the missiles. You see these laying inside the ladder? There is a button right here. You can only get to it whenever it's retracted. But you hit that, and if you push it slow enough, you can get each one to pick up individually. If you just jam on it, though, they all flip forward. That's about all I can say on the vehicle mode. Like I said, I really do like it. Fire truck's a little bit different. There's only been, to my knowledge, Inferno from G1, Hotspot from G1, this guy, and I don't know if you'd really call Inferno from energon a fire truck or not. Yeah, so that's pretty much all the fire trucks I can think of. None of them this well detailed though. To go ahead and convert this guy into his normal robot mode, I'm just going to go ahead and take all the truck apart. These are the two pegs I was talking about that is all that holds this on. Then this rear section comes unpinned. This pegs to the inside right here. And then this just pulls straight off to the back. Set all this aside for a moment. You can't really get it out of camera. There we go. This chunk right here, this is the entire robot. The rest of it is just armor for him. What you're going to do to transform this guy, take the front wheels, flip them forward. Actually, the only wheels on this mode. Flip all that forward. Next thing you're going to do is grab this right here behind this window. Just roll everything out to where it's flat like this, and you can already kind of see where this is going. Spread the legs, open up these white panels inside, and the feet will roll out from inside. Once you get to that point, you can rotate the legs to the front, and he will stand. The ankles are ball jointed, so it might take just a little bit of adjustment to get him to balance. The next thing you're going to do is just take the light bar right here, fold it down just to get out of the way. This will split and come to the front. This silver bit right here, slide that down, and let me turn this to where y'all can see it. Whenever you slide that piece down, the fist comes out right there from the forearm. So just turn that, and once you get it to this point, you're ready to expose the head. Just grab his shoulders, pull that down, and you've got his normal robot mode. And really, this was a very good line right here. The car robot line that got imported to America to make RID. Like, very good molds came out of it, like Sideburn right here. And I can't find the other one I have. I have the RID Prowl also. Actually, it's the... well, I'm not going to get into all that. Oh, I forgot to put his light bar back up. It makes a little wings for him. I would be wearing a dark shirt so you wouldn't see that. But anyway. Next to the robot head that you didn't see on the vehicle mode, he has a small gun that, if you're buying this off of eBay, make sure the small gun is included. It gets lost a lot of time. So, this guy is very, very posable. I mean, this is much better than Armada that came after it. I mean, this is nearly Cybertron level posability in this guy. Easily as good as the movie line. But I just love this guy right here. Not like that, but you know, he's great. And then because of his transformation, you can even click him one notch forward at the waist to kind of give him a hunched over look if you want. Or stand him up straight. But at any rate, let's go ahead and straighten him out, because we've got a lot to go through on this figure. There's a ton of ways that you can display him. Get him out of the way for a second, and let's go back to his armor bits. He has a base mode. It's like most base modes, almost just an afterthought. Oh, I don't need to do that yet. What you're going to do is take this gray piece right here, flip that out, and once you get that out, you can take and roll the tires to where they're underneath. Once you get that done, you can keep on rolling this out, and just do it with the other one. Once you get them both out, you can clip them back together. The next part is these pieces that slid out from directly behind the cab. Just break these open like this and you'll see the super mode hand, or ultra mode, I'm sorry. This right here, the blue piece is going to go forward, rotate the gun forward, and flip this piece behind the hand up. And you just fold the hand down like it's going to be artillery. It's not a great base mode, but I would say it's probably better than, I don't know, I'm trying to think of one with a really weak base mode right now. So once you get it to this point right here, what you're going to do is take this peg right here and peg that in right there and right there. These right here are going to peg in under here. So you got the Autobot logos facing forward. Get all that situated nice and pretty. And then pick this up to make a tower and just connect it back just like it would be in truck mode, and fold all this down and pretend you don't have an artillery piece that looks like a head. And if y'all see this right here, it's just balanced just perfect right there. What you're going to do to finish this up is open the sides of this up like this, and I'm going to have to... Wait, can I... Okay, I accidentally stopped the tape. But what you got, you've got the tower all here open and whatnot. You're going to flip this forward, pull this back, and some little water cannons open up. And I meant to show you that also whenever I did the vehicle mode. I just forgot. And if you, for some reason, want to, you can also extend this and make it even taller, but it's already about on the limits of stability right there. I mean, it's the front end, I can pass my hand underneath it right now. It's up in the air. So let's forget this. This is an afterthought anyway, like most base modes. Let's get Prime back out here. Let's see if I can... Oh, no, don't fall over. So, all I remembered from the cartoon was the big, giant combined mode for this guy. So, let's just go ahead and transform it into one I didn't remember until I looked back at the instructions before doing this. I'm going to break the base back into its smaller bits and pieces. And he has, this is what the instructions call Mega Robot Mode. So you're going to take and just get him into a pose that's easy for you to work with. These right here, you see the missiles molded in on the side. Just flip the gray piece to where it aims down and clip that on top of his shoulders. Makes these ginormous missile racks. And this is how he appears whenever he's got the missile racks in the cartoon. But the instructions say to go one step further, and let me just make this into the... and give him the combined, his ultra mode, forearms. Which, if you watch the theme, the opening credits for this, it does not show this on him whenever they show him with this. So I don't know just what's up with that, but let's be accurate to the instructions for once. I'm not all too good at that. Quit leaning forward. There. So, there, that gives you the missile pods of doom plus forearm mounted cannons. So he's fairly armed right there. He's neat. He's top heavy as all get out. But I mean, if you still plan for it, you can still get him in some decent poses. But I'm not that big a fan of this mode, just because I'm a really big fan of his other mode. But while I'm here, you see these missiles right here? For the size robot this is, that just seems like complete and total overkill. Which is a great thing, because there is no kill more satisfying than overkill. But let's go ahead and get this off of him. And we're just going to leave the hands on for now. If you take this gray piece right here, go ahead and open that up, and they got some shins inside. Just take and pop it open like that. If you have fingernails, you can just dig it out, but I don't. Got a bad habit of chewing them. I'm trying to quit that. Inside of here, they have a small peg that goes into a similarly sized hole on the bottom of his foot. And in behind the shin guard, there's another peg that goes into a hole in his shin. So he's held together in two directions, but his feet still fall off. Just lay you down for a second. So now he's got the big hands and feet. Go ahead and take his shoulders, pull them apart like this, and this bit with the silver in the front of it is just going to be to the front. Just clip that down, and they hold in place fairly well. So now he's huge body, little head Prime, which is obviously wrong. So just put his light bar back down, pull his chest up, and now we're ready to start working with this again. Just turn the head that, you never noticed that before. I'm sure nobody noticed that. Turn that around, and there's some pegs right next to his shoulders that is just going to take take and clip that together. There's another peg that the gray piece goes onto, and on the chest, which is a very nice chrome chest. I don't know why I didn't point that out while I was discussing the robot mode. Has two slots that two slotted pegs go into right here. So he really is very well held together, but it is a very heavy robot mode. For right now, we're just going to take this and lay it down and give him a kickstand while we discuss some stuff on the robot mode. Right here, it's full extended, the torso, and I don't think that's correct, but the instructions don't specify. What I find looks better rather than this is just take it down a little bit, and then this groin cover right here covers up the robot groin, and it just seems to be in better proportions. I think that all the way up is intended for whenever he's with the Ultra Magnus, which, let me just, for a size comparison. If you have him down in the peg that I've got him at now, the torso height, Magnus is just a little bit taller. If you pull him up, Prime is just a little bit taller. But like I said, I really do believe he's supposed to be at that height right there. Before I go in and start, playing with this guy right here, let's go ahead and do some more size comparisons. There is Movie Leader Prime next to RID Prime, and like I said, he's currently in his shorter setting that I prefer, but RID Prime is definitely well, I don't know. I was going to say he's a lot flashier, but a bright red Prime is pretty unusual, and this guy does stand out pretty well, all things considered. Let's get this guy out the way for the moment, and let's get Cybertron Prime back out. Okay, and here is Cybertron Prime in his super mode next to him, and there. Even though he's no taller at the head, he kind of visually dwarfs him, but that's normal compared to anything besides the Supreme class next to this guy. I just wanted to bust them out to show them next to each other. Weapons. He has, of course, got the wrist cannons like he had before. I think I saw in the show that he used his antennas as cannons. One thing I forgot to mention last time I shot this review was his Autobot logo opens up, and there is, I think it was referred to as the Matrix. If not, I apologize, but he has that right there. Just go ahead and, oh, I disconnected the shoulders. Hooked back up again. So go ahead and shut this. But very good looking figure. I mean, chrome. There's chrome on the shins from the backside of the tire. The antennae are chromed. His eyes are even chromed. It's like a gold chrome. It's very, very neat looking. But to have his this right here, you remember the mentioned how it has the water cannons and the missile launchers and everything. This right here rotates. They have a pivot point right there. If you bring it all the way forward, it kills the articulation for this arm. So I like to bring it about halfway and then turn this like that and like that. The arm doesn't hit it, but you can still clear the head if you put it off at just a slight angle to the side. Like that right there. Once you get it right there, you can get him in a good little pose where he'd be supporting the ladder. Flip this up. I've still got the water cannons out. Flip the missiles out. And you have a very good looking Prime on a shelf. And he's actually surprisingly, stable. I mean, I don't know that you could. Well, let's find out if you can still pose him with all this weight on him. Most of the time I just have this guy set up with Ultra Magnus as Omega Prime, but you can still get him kind of in a little bit of a pose. Nothing too major because of just how high all the weight is on this guy. But if you had everything this guy had, you wouldn't have to pose too much, because you just demolish whatever it is you come up against. Am I right? Right. Give him a slow turn. And I'm way over what I like to do as far as time goes. So I'm going to have to cut this short. Scoring, perfect 10. Well, no. 9s. 9s. Only because of the lack of he's not solid as I wish he could be, but as many different parts go into making this guy as there is, it's not terrible that this guy falls apart. I mean, it should almost be expected with as many little pieces as there are. If you're a Prime collector, pick him up. He's probably one of the most unique looking Primes out there. Except for maybe Machine Wars, which wasn't even a Prime actually, in all honesty. Unless you start talking about Monkey Primes. What was I going to say? Yeah, if you're even just a casual Transformers collector, I would definitely try and pick him up, because he's just that good. A lot of times he's expensive, but you can luck out. I got lucky on the price, but not too lucky on the condition. I got both him and Magnus for only I want to say 30 bucks, 35 with shipping, maybe something like that. But the bad thing is there's some yellowing. Like if you zoom in on the back of the ladder, you can see there's a little bit of yellowing. Magnus is actually a lot worse, but easily this guy is one of the top 5 primes ever made. Now I may have said that about at least 5 primes before, but in this case I am dead serious. I'd put him in the top 3. Now for the 20th anniversary Prime, this guy and Power Master Prime and Cybertron Prime can fight over 2, 3, and 4 on that list. So I'm not counting Omega Prime is in the top anything primes because he's a combiner. Y'all have a good day, and I hope y'all stayed awake through all of this. Goodbye.